Alright lads, welcome back to Midwinter, episode 3. So yeah, we left off with a bit of a plan. PC Pringle, what's he at the moment? Has he used up his time? Yeah. The plan is, I'm going to just experiment and see if we can't just fucking run down in the Snow Wolf, or whatever, along here, down here, around here, and to the headquarters, and just blow the fucking thing up. I have heard that that's the easiest way to win, and we're here to win, so, why mess around? So, it might be a cop-out if it's that simple, but that's okay. We'll burn that bridge when we come to it. So, oh yeah, also, so I figured out what the select people button does. You go to people, you go to select people, you can then just like click a person. And that's weird. And then you can control them. That's what that is for. So yeah, that's cool. So we can just use this and click Mr. Pringles. Alright, well we've got a lot of units to go past. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 8 or 9 units we got to go past, but how bad could it be? We'll just synchronize watches and go from here. And just gun it. Where are we, by the way? Cool. And we went to the store and picked up dynamite. So we've got. I'm guessing we got 2 boxes of dynamite. And we'll rest here. Oh, we could probably have just eaten. That's right. It's faster to do this. Okay. How much dynamite do we have? Fuck, that's a lot of dynamite. 3 boxes. 3.5 boxes of dynamite. Almost 4 boxes of dynamite. That should be enough. To blow up a factory, we only need 4. So, yeah, we're just going to gun it. Let me see how our energy is. Fairly good. That's alright. We'll stop over somewhere on the way. Where's my fucking, Snow Wolf? Is it in the garage? Hold on. Didn't we have a... Weren't we... Oh, no. Yeah, his Pringle's skied down here. We got a snowcat. That's good. That should be a little bit faster than a snow wolf, but less heavily armed, I think. This is like the medium version. So it should be a little bit faster. I think more than anything, we just want speed. We don't really need to be taking out enemies. So let's get down to business, I guess, and see if this game can really be just won that simply. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. Hey. Alright, I'm just checking the map and figuring out our route. It's probably going to be east. Yeah, east by northeast until we get here to this thing, whatever. It's probably going to take like maybe 3 or 4 situation reports. But we should have time. Maybe less, depending on how fast this thing goes. So yeah, east and then northeast, and then we swing southeast. Around the mountains. Jesus, okay. Yeah, we got 67 miles per hour. We'll blow that up, I guess. Just a second, I need to turn my volume down. Not that much. 30% should be good. This should be at 100, good, okay. Oh, that's too quiet. Fucking hell. 40? Yeah, that's good, alright. Alright, we're off. It shouldn't be too hectic. I think we're just gonna be hauling like this. Mostly just ignoring enemies. Except these fuckers are gonna ruin my day regardless. What do we have? We got 7 more anti-air. Yeah, this thing seems to be loaded with anti-air, which is kind of what we need. We can run away from buggies, so When we see the buggy on the sound indicator at the top there, we just go the other way. We're gonna need more than 6 anti-air missiles. How come it didn't count down? Oh, is the middle one anti-air? Okay, well that complicates things. That's alright. We just go to the settlements and there should be a garage halfway towards where we're going. Alright, someone's here. That might be a snow wolf. What is that? Yeah, there's a heavy tank. Snow wolves are the heavy tanks. But we're not interested in taking them out, we're just going for it. I haven't made any notes on the game yet. Hopefully I don't have to. I'll probably, if it's possible to win like this, we'll probably be done in this session. So I should probably make notes. That's right, I can make notes later. I'll pause and make notes about what I think. I haven't really played long enough to make notes. Yeah, so how's the timer going? I guess a drone came up my ass. We're going almost 70 miles per hour. That's really fucking fast. Oh. Shit. When that happens, I think we should just restart. Because we lose our thingy. We got some real distance there, didn't we? Yeah, that was like just that short 5-minute session. We got maybe 5% of the way. There's no garage nearby, so I think I'll just reload. I mean, the game lets you load and save whenever you want, so it seems like the smart players just reload when you lose something. It's not exactly exploding the system. Now, here's what I think though. I think maybe if you play without loading, unless you crash. Oops, it's strange it lets you go there without changing a disc. I feel like if you play the game without loading an old save, it might be more interesting because there would be a reason to have more people. Because if you go for an attack on the HQ, there's a chance you'll get taken the fuck out on the way there. So it's more high stakes. So I'm thinking might as well have a mill, what does it matter? So I'm thinking, if you play the game hardcore mode without reloading, then there will be a reason to send scouts forward ahead and try and take out enemy units so that you can make a proper run. And also, the more people you have, if you lose a few, it doesn't matter, obviously. So what you could do is you could build up a team and then send them forward. Whoops. That's a bit stupid. That's just not cool. That's a dumb spawn point. Whatever. Shit happens. If you send scouts forward, you should be able to take out some enemy units and lighten the risk, and then come in with someone with sabotage skill or whatever. Oh, we can't do anything. That's right. I was thinking. So what we can do, the most optimal thing here would be just to fucking eat, and that should replenish the dude bar. The dude bar. Is it replenished now? Yeah, it just fully replenishes like that. That's probably the way to go. I should probably throw down a save because we might die a few times on the way. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. So, yeah, I was kind of thinking about various ways we could improve the game, assuming it's simple. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. The first thing I should do is just fucking try and finish the game. It'll be, yeah, like I said, it might be anticlimactic because, this game is one of the most important games I want to finish in my life. So it'd be funny if we just get it done today like this. And I have a feeling that that's how it might go, but we'll see. Alright, we mostly just care about these fuckheads. The numbers didn't go down. The missiles must be classified in groups, like maybe one missile represents 5 missiles. I'll keep an eye on it. So we got 742. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. 742. Now let's just kill someone. We might get lucky and see the general. That's a snow wolf. That's a valuable target and also dangerous. I don't think we can collide with him. We're still 742. Yeah, that's weird. The missiles must be bundled together. How queer. 742 still. Yeah, generally you'll want to be facing the drone when you shoot your missile. It seems to hone in the best like that. Anyway, I'm happy with this Snowcat. This is a good happy medium, because we've got an extra like 20 miles per hour on this. And how fast would that be, do you reckon? Someone's launched a missile at us. How fast do you reckon it would be? Jesus, I don't know what that was. Two mortars? What's 70 miles per hour? That'd be about 100 kilometers an hour? Yeah, that'd be... 67 miles per hour is probably about 100 kilometers an hour. We're okay here, I think, yeah. Is it 4 or 5? It's 5. They fall in groups of 5. It doesn't seem like we can just get away from the drones. It looks like they're gonna follow us. $742. I don't know, man, that's weird. They must be in groups of 5 or something, in which case that's a lot. I guess when they programmed it, they didn't want to have to render 2 digits. Like, I'm serious, like, that's probably the legitimate reason, because every little asset that you render takes cycles. So even rendering just an extra number on the screen could potentially slow down your frame rate. Because it all has to get drawn. So it might have been the case that he was like finding that he needed just an extra few cycles to draw his frames on time. So he was like, okay, we'll just bundle the ammo counter together. Maybe. Yeah, it's interesting because F-22 Retaliator has a smooth frame rate. Probably not that smooth by today's standards, but it's probably like 25 to 30 FPS. So that'll be a bit more pleasing to the eyes when we play that. But yeah, I'm pretty convinced that this is how it's intended to be played, this game. And it was designed for the Amiga 500. We're on an Amiga 500. And if you increase the frame rate, I think it becomes much harder to react to things. It seems like the way the game was designed so that when a mortar comes down, you have time to react. If you triple the speed, you'll get a smoother frame rate. You know, you might get a nice 30 FPS or whatever, probably 25, but the mortars will come down 3 times as fast, and you won't really have time to react, I don't think. Alright, we're gonna be burning through fuel, so we'll have to refuel somewhere on the way. But I think we'll be okay. We'll probably just need 1 refuel at some point. It's 16 o'clock. Does that mean we're already at the next situation report? I don't know. We're doing pretty good here. Things are going pretty smooth. 642. Was it? We went from 742 to 642, right? So it is as I suspected. Don't know. 642. Yeah, so we have more missiles than we think we have, which is nice. These mortars are fucking deadly, man. Can I kill this guy? Can this guy die, please? 542 now. I feel like they might be in groups of 3. And yeah, as you can see on the minimap, it is easy to get turned around. It's easy to get distracted and turn around. Let's go have a look at the water. I think we can see it here. How about that? There's the water, southern shore. Yeah, I don't know how the water works, but I'm guessing basically the moment you touch it, you crash. Whoa, there, careful, you can't do that. It's dangerous. You can crash this thing on terrain. And I think if you try to go up a steep hill, it will not be able to go forward. It'll kind of like grind to a halt, from what I remember. I don't know if it makes any noise for it, but yeah. But it looks like on this green stuff, we're fine. We don't need to stress about crashing. Once you get into the other colors, you might have to worry about hitting something. It looks like there's a little pond here, which we might accidentally fucking fly into if we're not careful. Just want to have a look at it, see if I can get a bead on it. It's a shame you can't get out of your buggy. That's one feature they could have probably added if they had the chance to make this game again. There it is. There's the water. I don't want to fuck up too much though. I don't want to fuck up and mess around with it. Okay, another drone. Yeah, the drones just keep coming, and they don't stop coming. But hey, what would the game be without danger? If anything, the game needs more danger. But the drones, there's plenty enough drones, that's for damn sure. So we're still at 542. We do have actually a reasonable supply of weapons. And I'm quite happy with our speed. This is a good speed. We're gonna kind of get places like this. It might be a good idea to take a moment to figure out where we want to go to, particularly. We need to find a garage along the way somewhere. So we don't want to kind of get caught by surprise. So can I just pull up the map? Yeah, I'm really happy with the speed of this buggy. I think the Snow Fox goes even faster, if you can imagine that. So did we come from this way? Shale Creek or whatever? I don't know. So we need to hit a garage at least one time. Oh, we're just gonna... No, that's not a garage. Oh, we highlight garages, obviously. Shit. Not seeing anything except one there. But, of course, the catch is that if you zoom in twice, you reveal more settlements, which is a bit strange. Oh dear. We might try Delgado Peninsula. That one, we don't need to go there. We're doing great for now. Yeah, we might want Delgado Peninsula just on the left side of this pond. Or this bit. Oh shit, it's a peninsula. It's a peninsula. Is there anything else? No, that's it. That's our stopover. Unless we want to go there, but we're probably not going to. Safer to go there. That's a bit sketchy, isn't it? We might have to go there, we'll see. Now, yeah, there was a Midwinter too, and I've never played it. I've seen a little bit of footage of it, but not really played it or anything. It could be that they fixed a lot of things up in that game and added more stuff. I wouldn't be surprised at all. No reason why they wouldn't. That would be fascinating. I'm hopeful that, yeah, once we finish this, we can go on to Midwinter 2, Flames of Freedom, and that one's set in a tropical island, I think, so nice change of pace. But yeah, I have no idea. And apparently it's got more vehicles, there's even like airplanes and shit. So that could be fascinating. But the thing is, about these games, I've really never heard anyone else mention these games before. There seems to be like a small group of people who have memories of playing these games. But when you go on the gaming communities, you generally I generally never hear anyone talk about this game or Flames of Freedom. Yeah. I always feel like the odd one out if I bring this up, because pretty much no one's going to be like, oh yeah, I remember. But yeah, for me, this is like... For me, this would be one of my happy places in terms of memories. Because yeah, this was probably the best Amiga game I had on a technical level. There are, you know, more action-y, fun games. Like, I had Battle Squadron's quite good. That's a very well done game with nice graphics and music. Amiga really... See, the Amiga was like a... It was like DOS plus. It's like DOS plus. Oh, we shot it, okay. Like, you get more resolution, you get better audio. Yeah. So, if you had a DOS computer or an Amiga back at the time, on a technical level, you'd probably want to go for the Amiga. The only problem is it kind of died out, and then, of course, you don't get more stuff for it. So, but what came out at the time was fascinating and good. So yeah, you had Amiga had the advantage on a technical level, and even these days people know Amiga was better on a technical level, but the marketing unfortunately didn't work out for them. But yeah, but some real magic happened on that platform. Yeah, as I'll hopefully be able to show everyone. And yeah, so we had Battle Squadron. Silkworm is good. Those games look good even today. There's another game, a bit of another cult classic called Gods. There was actually a remake of that game not too long ago, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. They remade that game, but it doesn't really need to be remade. That's kind of the issue I have with a lot of this stuff. Well, I guess if you can fire it up on your PC, that's nice, I suppose. But I'm not particularly interested in the Gods remake. I didn't like the graphical remaster, because the graphics looked fine as they were. They actually looked brilliant on the Amiga, and there wasn't really anything they could do to make it better. Yeah. But fortunately, the remake did come with the original graphics. You could toggle them, so that was nice of them. That's always a good thing. It's always sweet when they do that. I mean, I'm not against remakes, but you can have better remakes and worse ones. There was Gods, Battle Squadron, Silkworm. Those were nice 2D pixel art games. What else was good? I'm just trying to think. Yeah, F-22 Retaliator is a great simcade combat flight sim. And then that's kind of more engaging than FA-18 Interceptor. FA-18's Interceptor was a bit more serious, but it played slowly, whereas F-22 Retaliator didn't have as much of a flight model, but it was still alright. And it had a lot of missions and a lot of different armaments and stuff. I loved playing with that one. You could have Mavericks with the TV mode. That was really cool. Yeah, and you can you're attacking convoys and ships and everything. Yeah. I had a shitload of discs, but you know how it was back then. A lot of stuff was hit or miss. What else I was gonna say? Fuck. There's so much. There was a lot of things. Double Dragon, that's right. That's brilliant. But that's not just an Amiga game. I don't know. Generally, if there's an Amiga port, I think it's generally considered the best version. I think Double Dragon is like that. Stunt Car Racer, that's good, but that was one of those really chugging games. I used to play Crazy Cars, but I can't even remember what it was like. What else? There's a whole bunch, man, that I can't remember for some reason. It's been too long. Okay, I gotta check this shit. Oops. Oh no. See, if you don't fire directly at it, you're in trouble. I don't think there'll be anything worthwhile down here. I suppose I should check the map. It's a smart thing to do. Sensible World of Soccer was on, I think, Amiga. I don't know if we had that one. I think we might have. I think we might have had it. I can't even fucking remember. We had Kickoff. I think we had Kickoff. That's the one. No, we can't really use any. Wait, can we take the? No, the warehouse is occupied. We can't do dick. Can we replenish snow buggy at the stores? I don't even know. Whatever. We'll just go to the garage. Garage is not far now. I think it's there. We'll go there if we have to. Otherwise, we'll go there. We've made good fucking progress. We're like a third of the way now. Yeah, we're like a third of the way, accounting for our travel direction. We'll go east with a little bit of south. Yeah, there were a few soccer games for the Amiga, and I think Sensible World of Soccer was primarily an Amiga game, I think, and that's an insane game. I never played it much, but there are a lot of like people really nuts about it, and it still gets modern rosters to this day, I believe, and for good reason. It's pretty much the best 2D soccer game ever. Not only can you do like the full team management business, but you can play it like a management game, I think. And it has all like junior leagues and everything. Yeah. I've always liked the idea of Football Manager. I wish I got into it when I was younger and knew more about soccer, because these days I've forgotten everything. So I wouldn't know how to I wouldn't know the first thing. I'd fire it up and wouldn't know who anyone is. Trying to think about what other games I had. I didn't have that many strategy games. I can't remember any strategy games I had on the Amiga. I got into that stuff a bit later. I remember we had a shoebox full of discs. I can't really remember the contents of all of them. I think most of them were just demos though. There was like Space Invaders. There was a rip-off of Galaxian or whatever it's called Insectoids. That was good. Oh yeah, the fucking Lamatron by Jeff Minter. He seems to... Some people still know about him these days. He's a crazy dude who made quite a few games. And they tend to be a bit psychedelic, sort of. Oh yeah, golf. World-class leaderboard golf, yeah. That's a good game. Even now, it's still quite fun to fire up. But there are better golf games, obviously, these days. That one came with a map editor. You could make your own golf courses. Like, fucking, what modern games let you do that? There's like one or two. So did we overshoot? No, we didn't. It's there, right? My garage. What is this shit? Factory and a house just sitting by themselves. God, it's going to be a pain getting over there. I don't know if it's possible. Can we save? Would that be okay? Where's fucking... I don't think I've ever been this close to the HQ before. I think this is my first time ever in this area. In my whole life. In fact, I think I would venture to say that, like, more than half of this island I've never explored. Because, yeah, things were different back in the day. Like I've said, can we go to the house? It might be smart to go to the house and make sure everything's okay with us and rest up. You gotta rest up somewhere. Might as well rest up at the house. Now, I need to know if I can fucking get back in my snow buggy. Alright, we're almost out of anti-air, but that's okay. That's good timing. We can go to the garage. There's like I think there's literally like one golf game which is known to have... It's funny, you can see both settlements. They're both individually marked, but you can see both of them at once. That's a bit strange. Alright, we'll chill here. Hopefully we can get out of our buggy and then get back into it. I hope. Fucking, that's how it's gonna be. Alright, let's save. Man, hope everything works out. Because I don't want to have to do all that driving again. Alright, we'll just do a situation report. We're doing fine for the war effort right now. Oh, dude's getting tired. Dude's getting tired. Maybe he should sleep. Oh my god, we went through 2 situation reports. Okay. So time flies while you're sitting in a buggy. It's a bit of a worry, isn't it? We might cut it close, actually. What we can do is... Now, what we will do is try and go into the house. Oh, what? The fuck? Why am I in the factory? That's glitched out. We glitched out. It's annoying. Can I rest in here? It's not a good idea, but... Apparently I can. How come it's making me in the factory? That's annoying. Shit. I don't want to be in the factory, I want to be in the house. Strange glitch. Parked up next to the house. Alright, I guess I'll have to make... I think it's checking our proximity to buildings. So if we just get out of proximity of the factory... like so, instead it'll just scan for the house instead. So we'll take a rest here. We're going to have to... No, are we rearmed? Yeah. How come we lost a torpedo? Why did we lose a long-range torpedo? The fuck's going on with this game? And it's still at the factory. Can I rearm again? Will that change anything? Why is it... What's going on? I can't go in the house. This is like my chance to get energy back and then we're good to go. I didn't get to show the cable cars, that's upsetting. Please, dude, let me... Yeah, we're still not... At least we have a shitload of anti-air. It didn't replenish the long-range torpedoes. It took away my long-range torpedoes. Alright, now it's fucking working. Alright, so the plan is we just eat for half an hour, and then we can sleep for an hour. We should be good. How's my dude going? He's average alertness. Energy's just good? Fuck. That's not great. Energy's good. Alertness is average. What the fuck, man? He's just gonna take a fucking nap. Gonna fucking sleep for ages. What happens if this is a bit worrying to do this? Now the alertness is excellent. That's strange. Yeah, see, time is ticking. We're in trouble. Oh, I just took a quick break. So we need to get our energy up just a... Oh, I just took a quick break. So we need to get our energy up just a tad. Nah, good should be enough, right? I think we can manage just on good. We don't really want to waste too much more time. We should probably just get out. At least our alertness is all good. Okay, so... we're rearmed as well. We could also hit a synthesis plant. Oh no, it'll be occupied by the enemy. We can't use those. Okay. So... we won't... Now that we're rearmed, we don't need to bother too much about going up here. We can just go straight on through. We got a house here. A house there. And a house here and stores here. So just fucking down here. We'll just go southeast. Swinging along... We're going along the mountain range. Yeah, and I reckon one or two more long drives. Well, one long drive roughly should get us there, but we'll stop over somewhere, maybe here, at Dry Bones. Cool. Interesting. Alright. There's a cable car here. Interesting. That would be a cool thing to do. Fly in on the cable car, on the hang glider. That might be perfect, actually. We might do that. Yeah, okay. We might go for the cable car. That sounds fun. Okay. So yeah, I was just talking, I forgot to elaborate. So I said I'd played this game a bunch of times, maybe 10-ish or so. But things were kind of a bit different back then. I would have been... This was in the 90s when I played this. Mid-90s, I would say. Like, a lot of people... Like, sometimes I'll watch Midwinter gameplay just for the hell of it on YouTube, and people will be like, oh, I spent so much time playing this game, and oh, it was so great. But I don't know, man, I think gaming was quite different back in the day. I think, yeah, generally in the 7th, well, I keep getting interrupted. Okay. I can't catch a break. Okay, so yeah, I think in the 70s when the whole thing started out, gaming started out generally, and then the 80s as well, games were generally designed to be games that you could, play for maybe, in most cases, probably like 5-10 minutes, and maybe in an extreme case, maybe 30 minutes or so. So even in the late 80s, I think most games were not really games that you would play, for multiple hours straight. And I think for me, Midwinter was... I wasn't the kind of person back in those times that would sit down and play a video game for, multiple hours. There were a few exceptions, but yeah, I think generally I would only play this game for maybe an hour or so, and then I'd be like done with it. Didn't have the patience to sit down for ages. Of course, I was like fucking like maybe 6 or 7 at the time, so it was a bit different for me. Maybe some people had a different experience. So yeah, generally I'd fuck around, and because I was so young, I didn't really know what I was doing. Yeah, when I say I've played it 10 times, I mean that I mostly just messed around with it. But yeah, in the 90s, it was not very common for someone to just sit down in front of their Amiga or their Sega or whatever, and just sit down and play all day. These days it's a lot easier to do that, which is a good thing. Generally, I consider it a good thing. Better games, you can play them longer, and more attractive, easier to kind of get sucked into. But yeah, in the 90s for me, from all the way up to 96 when the Nintendo 64 came out, or 97-ish. Generally, gaming was something I'd only do for short bursts, and then I'd probably go outside or read a book or something. 90s stuff. In my opinion, it was actually a pretty boring era. I'm not big on nostalgia. I'd enjoy nostalgia, but I don't kid myself and think that it was like a perfect time where everything was amazing. I think we live in a much better time these days. That's a bunker. Whoa there, buddy. Careful. Let me face somewhere not dangerous. I guess I'll just jump into the bunker. We haven't been attacked by buggies. That's really strange. I'll just jump into a bunker to show what it is all about. There's 2 bunkers and a synthesis plant. We can't go in there, it's enemy held, so we can't fuel up our snowcat here. I'll just go in the bunker and demonstrate sniping. It's nothing fancy. You're basically, I think you just get the full normal view. Now this would be handy if a unit is attacking this town. It would be useful, I think, to run to a bunker like this. Yeah, so you can see, obviously not much going on. You can see, like, it looks like a camera's put on top of the bunker to represent that we're in the bunker, and we could theoretically sit here and snipe enemies until the enemy general comes around. And I think you're more protected against getting hit. Oh god, there is enemies here. Jesus. I'm not going to bother with this too much. So this is one option to do a bit of sniping. And yeah, if they launch a missile at us, there's probably not much chance it'll actually injure us. So yeah, that's the idea behind that. We're not going to hang around there bother hanging around there. Now, I'm not sure if we can snipe from the buggy. We'll try that. I'll throw down a save, and we'll see if we can do, like, sniping while in the buggy. Good to save anyway. I don't think it'll work. That would be a nice feature. Like if you're in the buggy, to get out of the buggy by pressing S and snipe. I don't think we'll do it. It'll work though. Or even to get out on your skis and have the buggy there in the world. That wouldn't be too hard to implement, I don't think. Alright, I'm just going to quickly go here. There's like a bunch of bunkers here. Alright, I'll stop here, press S. No, it doesn't work. Yeah, you can't do it. Uh-oh. Yeah, it looks like we've just started to run into the enemy units. Oh yeah, I wanted to do that as well. I wanted to check the enemy units. Okay. Yeah, we got lucky here. Look at that. We've already bypassed 2 enemy units. We're heading straight for a third. And then we're going to probably be swinging by another 4 or so. So that's not great. If we cut through here... Oh yeah, we're going to do the hang gliding. That's right, I forgot. If we can hang glide, we might be able to just dive straight into the enemy base. There's just stores here, it doesn't matter. We'll just hit the cable car, I think. You can rest in the cable car while you're going. That's a long one too. That's probably the longest one in the game, I would guess. Okay, we'll do that. Go southeast to the cable car. So yeah, if I had to like guess how much gaming I did as a kid in the 90s all the way up to 97, it'd probably be a pretty low number, like maybe, less than 1,000 hours or something. I'm not going to calculate it off the top of my head right now, but yeah. And I think, yeah, I think with the 90s, I spent most of the time just bored. I think, in my opinion, as much as the 90s had a lot of good things about it, I think most of the time when we did things, it was just to deal with boredom. And I think there are a lot of people that will be militant and disagree about that. But that's how I feel anyway. Uh-oh. Oh, that was fucking close. Nearly got wrecked. Alright, the cable car is just here. Alright, let's hit this fuckhead. It's just a snow fox, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I enjoyed the nostalgia, but I don't think of it as like that it was a perfect world or anything like that. I kind of would rather be around today, alive today. No point hitting him, but we'll hit him anyway. Okay, we're at the cable car. I liked this building the most, actually. Let's see if we can get a quick look at it. Look at that, it's an actual building. I tried to get inside, but you just crash if you try and get inside. Anyway, we don't need to worry about this shit. We're gonna take the cable car now and enjoy that. That'll be a nice experience. If we press enter, we'll go straight into the cable car building. Yeah, there you go, cable car. That's it. We're going to leave our snowcat behind, and we won't be able to... I don't think you can pick it up once you leave it behind. You can't come back and pick it up. We'll get in the cable car. See how this goes. yeah, there's certainly a lot of things I love about the 90s and would love to revisit. If I could go back in time, I would. You know, I'd probably only want to do it for a week or a couple of weeks before I'd be like, I want to go back and have internet and YouTube. This is probably going to be a very long cable car. I think this is designed to be like the ultimate experience before you finish the game. So that's looking forwards. That's looking right. It's looking left. Yeah, you press R to look right, L to look left, B to look backwards. How weird is that? And A to look ahead. Well, I guess it's not a bad mnemonic. While you're in the cable car, you're safe. So you can just sit here and relax. Not many games have parts in them where you can just relax and enjoy the view. We're going to be going up the mountains on this thing. Yes, yeah, if I somehow by magic teleported back to the 90s, I'd probably be a bit pissed off. Because, yeah, no YouTube, no chance of any YouTube watching videos on the internet. You'd have television. Does anyone watch television these days? I don't, because it's crap usually. On the weekend, there was no good television. You'd watch someone do gardening, and you'd watch the soap opera of the year. So, nostalgia feels good to think about, but the reality of actually living back then, I think, is a lot different from how a lot of older people remember it. We remember all the highlights, but life was slow, and I don't think there were that many highlights, to be completely honest. It was mostly being a little bit bored. Not that there's anything wrong with being bored. Being bored is a natural state of existence. It's okay to be bored. But I do enjoy the overstimulation of modern life. And I don't kind of kid myself into thinking that things were amazing back then. And it's the same with this game. Like, it was a very promising time. I'll say that much. Like, yeah, it's a shame games didn't keep going in this direction. Most games didn't. There's a few, really good ones, but back then games had to win on gameplay, so by having lots of interesting things to do. These days it's different. They tend to win on just having a story and looking good. And that kind of, is upsetting, but yeah, so there's a mixed bag. But generally I enjoy living in times today because there's so many different games being released that, there might be, 90% of games might be crap, but there's always that 10% which are still, really good. You just focus on the good games don't think about the negative games. Same with movies, for everything. And at least these days we have an absolute glut of things to look at, to go through. In Steam, I forget how many games are being released each day, but I think it's in the hundreds. Like maybe a couple hundred games get released on Steam every day. At least one of them has to be okay, In the 90s, you'd wait, 6 months for the next good game to come out. Although at some points, maybe 1 month. Every month or so, a really good game would come out. I'm not sure how it exactly was. Can I press space? No, it's okay. So you can see we're actually going up and up and up. These mountains are not a joke. You're not getting up here in a buggy. I think you can get up here in skis, generally, but yeah, I liked how these buildings actually looked like buildings you could get into. I'd tried to get inside, but you'd crash. You can't ski up the little ramp and get inside, and have a little shelter for yourself. That looks quite cool. I like it. Okay, shit. Now, this is going to be a bit interesting. I may want to throw down a save state. What we're going to do is first we'll save on disk. Because this is going to be sketchy as fuck, guys. This is where the game gets real sketchy, if it wasn't sketchy enough. Because you gotta fly out the hang glider. Alright, I'll throw a save state on slot 3, I guess. I don't know. Okay. How are we doing? Energy is good, alertness is excellent. That'll do for us. Actually, yeah, we do want energy. And we've rested up. We have full rest, which we also need because we're going to hang glide. Before we hang glide, we need to make sure we know where we're going to hang glide to. Assuming it's possible. Assuming we can manage. We are here. We want to go southeast, but we will not be able to go directly southeast. This game simulates thermals, apparently. I presume it just means that steeper cliff sides give you lift, whereas flat ground doesn't give you lift. I would assume it's pretty much as simple as that. What we want to do is we're probably going to be coming out this way. We'll come out wherever we can, maybe down this way. And then we're going to be swinging, we're going to swing southeast whenever we can. We probably won't miss the headquarters. We're probably not going to miss the headquarters. It looks like it's the only thing in that area. There's also a hut there, but we don't need that. Yeah, I'm not sure how we're going to do it, but it's obviously the cable car was put here with the intention that we could hang glide to the enemy HQ. The HQ also has a hut, a bunker, a garage, heat mine, warehouse, and then headquarters. Okay. What's over here? A hut just sitting on a massive cliff. Yeah, I'm pretty confident. I'm like 99% confident I've never been here as a kid. When I played the game, I was pretty much always around this area. I would think. Maybe sometimes you spawn over here. I'm not sure. Is there a place called Fox Plateau? Yeah, I remember this as a kid. I remember Fox Plateau had a garage, so I would generally always go to Fox Plateau as a kid. That was my place where I would go. So I generally, all my exploration would be in this area, and then I'd lose the game because when you're 6 or 7, you don't really know. You can't read the manual and come up with a strategy and all that. That's kind of something I can do now that I'm experienced. Okay. Yep, we swing wherever we can, and then we want to go southeast around the mountains. Here fucking goes. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to go. We have missiles, but don't know if we're going to be using them. We've got 40 minutes before the situation report, but that doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter. Okay. But this game is genuinely just a fun experience, even not accounting for nostalgia. There's, you can explore an open island. Humans love to explore. It's natural for us. Well, I guess the game wants us going that way. Shit, this is... Oh yeah, that's the way we're supposed to go, yeah. So, yeah, we want to be swinging, going straight up west. Okay, let's do it. Now you press left click, and you start moving. Oh, fuck, there's a fucking drone up here. I didn't think a drone would come up here. We're running as fast as we can, and we're dead. Okay, interesting. Is it not possible to... to get up off the ground? Did I fuck something up? Maybe it's just... Oh, it's alright, we got other ways we can aim. Yeah, imagine playing a no loading run, a hardcore run, and that happening. And also, remember that I was on the Amiga, played this on the Amiga. Imagine, getting all the way up here, and then being like, oh sweet, a hang glider, and then just fucking crashing straight off the bat. Let's try and figure out, there's got to be a way we can go. Right, he's running up the mountain. Yeah, I don't know if we can do this. I'm not sure what we're supposed to be doing. You have to, get speed and then get off the ground, but the game doesn't seem to lift us up. It seems to just drop us like a rock as soon as we go over the cliff. Maybe the game just is maybe we're not supposed to be able to do this. Maybe this way? Let's try going up off this thing, this side. This way looks slightly better. You can move sideways while this is going on. I don't know. Can we do it? Maybe I should throw down a save state while this happens. Can we do it? Might not even be possible to get off the ground here. I'll have to somehow do a sharp lift off, but I don't know if we have enough speed to do it. Game just wants our ass at this point. Alright, I'm gonna mouse up. Maybe I'll try mouse down. Maybe that's how you lift up. I'm not sure. Yeah, we might be fucking boned here. It might just not be possible. Get out of the way. Try here. Oh, Jesus. Alright, we'll go this way. See if anything interesting happens. Oh, fuck, what's going on? How do I... Oh, yeah, you mouse down to lift up. Holy fuck. No. Alright, how do I... How many missiles do I have? So we only have air-to-air missiles. Alright, this is it, man. We're flying. Now, we want to try and grab thermals, which is along cliffs, I would guess. That was sketchy as fuck. So you mouse down to lift up, so that's where I was fucking... So yeah, we got to enjoy the cable car. Now this, spacebar makes you look down. Look at this, this is amazing. This is a 1988 video game. How about that? Yeah, I'm sure Singleton put the cable car there to give you some kind of a special experience. The world is randomly generated, but he would have probably looked for a special place to put the headquarters and to put everything. Put all the different assets. I'm sure the assets are put down hand placed. I'm assuming. I'm not sure. Wow, we're doing great. Yeah, it's don't forget these mountains are really high up. We were just going up and up. The view distance makes it hard to perceive, but once we start going down the mountain, we're probably going to have a ton of altitude to work with. We're only going 25 miles per hour, and we're losing height, altitude. Yeah, I'm surprised these drones are coming for us still. It's not like they can do anything to us. Alright, we're doing a steady speed. We're okay. We're going down, but we've got steady speed. What's the point of shooting these drones? It's not like they're going to hit us, are they? This is amazing, eh? This is, yeah, 1988 fucking flying in a hang glider over a world that you can also ski on. Madness. We also have to land this thing. Don't forget we got to land this somehow. Hey, fuck off, drone. Ran into me almost. It's shooting mortars at us. They're mortaring a hang glider. They are mortaring a hang glider, fucking hell, man. So we're going slow, but we're having fun, aren't we? This is nuts. Alright, headquarters should be down here somewhere. Just bank right very slightly. You lose altitude when you bank, I think. There you are, you bastard. Well, that's annoying, getting attacked by drones up here. I thought, as a kid, one time I went up into a mountain hut in this game, and I saw a drone fucking around down the mountain. So I figured, oh, I must be safe from them. Oh god. Uh-oh, we're gonna stall out. Or maybe it was a buggy that I saw. I think the buggies will fuck around down on the ground, but they won't be able to climb up to get you. That's my impression anyway. Can we hit the map? That'd be funny. We probably can. I won't bother. It doesn't matter. Actually, yeah, well, I guess. No, it won't let me. It will let me. I reckon we're very close. yeah, we're right on target to the HQ. Man, this is insane. I've never seen the HQ as a kid. Like I said, I've never even been down this way as a kiddo, I'm quite sure. I actually did play this game maybe a couple years ago. Maybe 3-4 years ago. And I recruited a bunch of people, and then I was like, now what? And I got bored. So even back then I was like fucking confused about the game. But this time I'm like, yeah, we're fucking doing this. Sweet. This is pretty amazing. All we want is maybe a little bit more draw distance and more frames, and we'd have quite an experience. I'm a bit worried here. I don't know how we're gonna go here. What our glide is. Our glide slope's not looking good. I have to nose down a bit. Yeah. We're not doing so great on the thermals. It's like, how do you figure out how the thermals work? Yeah, we're gonna probably hit the ground soon. I'm pulling up. We're gonna be landing, it looks like. Alright, pulling up. And stalled, and down we go. Fuck. Good landing, apparently. Yeah, right. Oh, you can keep going? Alright, I'm gonna throw down a save state. I don't think this is gonna work. You can ski. Once you start going, it doesn't look like you can stop yourself. I think you'll have to go into action menu and start skiing normally. Yeah, so that sucks. Whatever, who cares? So you can just press S, I reckon, or X. We'll go X menu. And get on the skis. We're like fucking a few meters away from the next map. Oh, we're out of time. Okay. That's fascinating, eh? If we hit the thermals properly, we probably could have gone all the way, but that's okay. Still got 8 heat mines. Well, yeah, we're doing fine. If we'll be at the HQ like very, very soon. Also, there's less enemies down this way. Less buggies because we're up in the mountains still. So yeah, and this is good too. We can ski down the mountains a little bit. It won't be too insane. I think we've gone through the worst of it. But I think we will be doing a bit of... Yeah, there's the headquarters on the map, I reckon. Bottom right. I'm quite confident. I think the headquarters is just there by itself. Yeah, we're almost off the mountain. Oh shit. Yeah, here we go again. Looks like we won't be crashing today. Unless this one? No. Alright. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Let's go. Alright, yeah, we better shoot that guy. It's not good. He's dropping bombs. Easy. This guy's a better sniper than I thought he would be. Alright, we're pretty much off the mountains at this point. We gotta walk over this little bit. Uh-oh. Yeah, they're not going easy on us. But there doesn't seem to be any reason to... A bit close. Alright, I think the best thing we can do is just get... only trouble is, we will run out of energy in a bit. But that's okay, we just rest to get more. No problem. There's some shit in the distance, that's the buggy. Yeah, now if you were playing a hardcore mode, there would be a benefit from having someone come here and try and take out the generals. Which I think would be a really cool way to play. So yeah, that's in the cards, I suppose, if I can muster up patience for a proper run. But we don't know how things are going to go yet. We need to It's not in the bag. I have no idea what's going to go down. I'm assuming we're fine. But I have never done this, so who knows. What's this guy doing? We've got about 15 bullets. That should be enough. Progress is a bit agonizingly slow on this on the skis. Alright, hopefully we can get a good ski in after this bit. Best to take these out when we can. Okay, yeah, look at this. We should be able to get a good ski in here. Alright, now hopefully we'll just try and hit solid, stay on flat ground. And unfortunately this guy's in the way, and he's also a fucking tank. Can we get over this? Alright, we're good. I think we're good here. We've still got some downhill to do. I think we'll be okay. Is that it in the distance? No, it can't be, right? Surely not. Is it? I'm about to run out of energy. Can we get over here? Just barely... Oh, is this just a garage? Oh no, this is the place. This is the fucking place. I see the headquarters in the distance. This is it. We're fucking here. Madness. And yeah. Madness. It looks like this is gonna be it. Unless I'm very much mistaken about something. Here's the headquarters. I better take this fucker out. Oh, I should have kept skiing, actually. I want to look at the headquarters real quick, if I can. If the game would be so kind. Whatever. It's okay. Actually, just for insurance, I'll throw down a save state. Okay. I just want to have a look at the HQ. We're already here. I could press X, but I want to have a look. There's a heat mine in behind it. There's nothing, you know, too spectacular. Yeah, here it is. This is it. This is the HQ. This is the heavily guarded enemy HQ that you see getting attacked on the fucking manual. Yeah, this is it. We're gonna see it. And I've never seen the HQ icon before, I don't think. Let's have a look. So here's Shining Hollow. That's the HQ. It's just a fucking apartment building. Okay. We'll have a look at the mountain hut. Nothing too fancy, I don't think. You can't do anything here except you can eat, I guess. Best probably a good idea to eat. You fill up our energy just for the hell of it. Have a meal before we... It's funny that we're just chilling out at the headquarters place. Alright. Throw down another save state and I'll do a proper save. We'll go this way. That fucking dog. What is wrong with that fucking dog? Alright, 1 second please. Okay, alright. I think the dog has calmed down. Should I save? Real quick, before we blow shit up? Maybe? Good idea, just put it here. I don't know. Okay. Oh man, well this is it. This is the big one. I can't believe it's been leading up to this. We have poor sabotage. Hopefully that doesn't make it impossible for us to blow the place up. Wouldn't that be funny? Well, let's do it. We had fucking dinner in the enemy settlement. Can we go on the headquarters? No, of course not. That would be silly. Okay, it'll probably take a while to lay the dynamite. Let's do it. It looks like it'll take 2 hours to lay the dynamite. Hopefully nobody notices while we do that. 2 hours. And, like, how many dynamites does it take? 4 sticks. We have enough dynamite, okay. Do we have to wait? Or can we... Oh, boom! Fucking boom! No, we don't have to wait. It's done. It took 2 hours. Good job, Mr. Pringles. You won the game for us, I think. Pringles is run out of time. Oh no. Okay, this is it. Situation reports. Did we... I guess we won. We win, right? The enemy HQ has been destroyed and General Masters with it. He was fucking sitting in there like, what are those guys doing with sticks of dynamite? We still have 7 heat mines. We killed 7 enemy vehicles, that's it, and a fuckload of drones, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, that's fucking sweet. Click on the team icon. This is it. I think we get now our winning cutscene. It's day 2, by the way. Fucking, we did pretty good, eh? So yeah, rushing seems to work. Let's see what we get. Do we get a fancy celebration? Is there going to be champagne? I dreamed once that I beat this game as a kid. And I saw the ending cutscene and it was someone shaking a champagne bottle. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but let's see. It would be fucking hilarious if it was, but I don't think so. Boom! Fireworks. That's giving me PTSD, man. That's why do they gotta use that sound for it? Enemy HQ has been blown to smithereens. General Masters with it. Now the people of Midwinter are free once more to live their lives in peace and harmony. In times to come, the heroes of this hour will proudly tell their children and their children's children of the part they played in defeating Masters and his vicious thugs. For now, they are happy just to rejoice in their hard-won freedom. Wow, well that's that. Victory! Is it gonna say it again? Yep, okay. We blew it to smithereens. Alright, press space. That'll be it, right? That's the whole thing. That's it. That's the game. I beat it, man. One of the earliest games I played as a kiddo on the Amiga. And this one captured the imagination, even though, admittedly, not a whole lot to it. But it certainly captured my imagination, and it was one of those games that I was like, one day I've got to beat this, and now I have beat it. This was probably number 1 on the list of games that I wanted to beat in my life, and now it's done. So that sure is something, eh? Oh yeah, we can turn this shit off and go training mode. The buggies will still fuck around it though. The buggies will still annoy us, so instead I think I will load a state. Not this one. It's going to be hard to fuck around with all these things buzzing around us, so... Uh-oh, did I get the game? I broke the game. Oh, we don't need this either. Oh, we don't need this one. I think this will be it. Let's go on the cable car. This is the only time you can get some fucking peace in this game. Yeah, that's amazing. I'm so happy to have finished this one. Yeah, this was the big one for me. Even though it's such a weird looking silly game, it was the big one to finally be like, yes, I done it, bitches, I did it. Alright, let me pull up my notes. Somewhere. Alright, well, should I start on the good or the bad? I'll do the good, I guess. So yeah, this was open world. before open world was a thing. Although, yes, Elite came out 4 years prior. I think 1984 it came out. Open universe. But you couldn't run around an island in Elite. You could only navigate amongst the stars. So this is certainly an evolution of that. Just on that basis, it's an interesting, fascinating game. Left? I don't know, where should we look? Can't really see much of anything. We're going back down the mountain, by the way. We'll just keep going on the cable car. The theme is very interesting. An Ice Age snow theme. How many games do you know set in an Ice Age? Not many. Maybe this is the only one. I can't think of any other Ice Age. Oh, The Long Dark. The Long Dark. Okay. But still, very interesting theme. Not enough games do snow and ice. So yeah, it has survival elements. You manage your stats. You got to eat. You got to sleep, and you got to stock up your supplies. So a little bit of a survival element. No crafting. No crafting. Well, I mean, you can craft a buggy, kind of, in a sense, by repairing it. Freeform gameplay with a single objective. Fucking blow up General Master's HQ. How interesting is that? Just one thing you got to do. How you do it, up to you. So you can ski, you can drive, you can snipe, you can hang glide, you can get on the cable car. And what I particularly like is that you spend a lot of the game skiing around and driving around, but then you get in a cable car, go up the mountain, and you get in a hang glider and you fucking fly around this world that you've been walking around. That's just a fascinating gameplay loop. The manual is amazing. It's almost a 10 out of 10, just the manual. It's half of it is story, 100 pages of story, and then 100 pages explaining the game. Not many games need a manual that big, but this one does. It's packed with information. And the story is fascinating. I've read it many times. And it's just good. It's a survival, exploration story. It just appeals to the spirit of man, I think. So you get 32 characters. Each of the 32 characters has their own stats and backstory. You can recruit and play as them. You can play as civilians. There's civilians, there's peace officers, and there's even a couple of children, just to spice things up. I think that's amazing. Games that let you not just be an adult, you can also be a kid. It's just cool, being a kid waging guerrilla warfare. It's a fascinating design idea. For an Amiga game, this was pretty good, one of the better ones, I would say. And the Amiga was probably the best system at the time. And this game and many other games kind of exploded the power of the Amiga, and they created stuff you couldn't create anywhere else, at least not as well as in this game. So not only does the game have action where you ski around the island and blow things up and snipe drones endlessly, but there's the strategy layer. You can see enemy units on the map moving around, and you can sabotage their supply lines, and it will slow them down and make them shoot less. There's very few games that do that. Like, whenever a game does that, people will bring it up as an amazing thing. But in this game, it was just part of the game. You're supposed to do it. The enemy games where there's an adversary which has their own objective, that's the best. Like XCOM was like that. These days, it just doesn't happen. But games like XCOM and this game, they had an enemy which was doing their own thing, winning the game their own way, and our job was just to stop them. Those games are diamonds, in a world of, hard-coded stories. Yeah, what else can you say? These are the best kind of games. No one's going to convince me otherwise. The game has a random element. I'm not sure how randomized it is. I'm not sure if all of the characters are always in the same place, or if all of the units are always in the same place. But at the very least, Stark gets spawned randomly around. So there's definitely some element of randomization, and I think the characters probably do get randomized a little bit in their location. Maybe, I'm not sure. The art's all good. You can't complain about the art. This art in particular is not amazing, but the art for like when you go into buildings, and also the manual art is amazing. The manual art is like some of the best art in any manual I've ever seen. Even though it's like pencil sketch style, it looks amazing. Like, it really portrays a feeling of like being in a team of guerrillas fighting a war, a grim war. It's just amazing. So navigating the landscape could have been boring, and some people might think it's boring, but I find it a little bit engaging, a bit like Death Stranding. It's not like Daggerfall, where you just walk in a straight line somewhere. In this game, you're navigating the terrain. The terrain is the part of the adversary. Just like in Death Stranding, the terrain is one of the elements in the game. So yeah, like, you're skiing up this area would be challenging. And engaging. You're thinking ahead, like, which way should I go? Even on the map, you're thinking, should I go along this mountain range or go through this valley? They did this in 1988. Madness. And you can climb trees. It's crazy. Imagine a game where you can just climb trees. You can do it in this game. You do it by pressing S, but still, you climb the tree. Enemy strength is tracked. This goes back to the strategic layer. I believe it's tracked down to the individual buggies. Each unit will have like 5 or 6 ammunition trucks and 5 or 6 fuel trucks. As you take them out, they won't be able to advance as quickly and they won't shoot as much. It's that simple. It's not hard. But it makes for a good game. You know, you're skiing along, you see a fuel truck, you're like, oh shit, I've got to blow it up. Shoot it. We didn't see one in my playthrough, but they're out there, and you see one, you want to fucking shoot it, and when you shoot it, you're like, yes, that buys us time. We have a better chance of winning. Yeah, there's fucking 4,000 buggies you're up against, and if you want, you can try to kill them all. That's all the good points. I'll go over the bad points. Frame rate is choppy. Obviously, this is horrendous. This is like almost 2 frames a second. This is like 3 frames a second, or 4 frames a second. Mad. It's insane. It's insane how bad it is. It's terrible. In modern times, this would be unacceptable, unplayable. I agree. But at the time, this was actually considered okay. So what can you say? The endless drones, they're fucking cliff racers, I'll tell you, man. You shoot one, and then another one appears. It's fucking nuts. It would have been better if you shoot like 3, and then they fuck off for a couple minutes. I swear to God, man, the game would be a lot less annoying because if that was a thing. Yeah, it would be nice if you could thin out the herd of drones, I swear to God. Along with that, getting injured. We've run out of time. Let's go again. Pringle, get on the cable car. Getting injured is in the same kind of style as the drones. Getting injured kind of hurts the game, I guess. Well, not really, but it seems to me like if you get injured, you're fucked. We got to check out Stark. I'll check out Stark in a bit. Actually, I'll check him now. Is Stark healed yet? He better be. Let's see how Stark's doing. Starky, how you doing, buds? He's healed. Okay, it's not so bad. But still, if you don't get first aid, you're fucked. You can't first aid yourself. Someone has to first aid you. But he did heal, so there you go. Even his red limbs, his broken leg is healed. I think it was a broken leg. I can't remember. So yeah, getting first aid does help. Okay. Apart from that, injury system can be frustrating, but as we can see, it's not horrendous. So that's good. Can we get on the cable car? Okay. We're just going back and forth. Hey, who's taking the fares on this? It doesn't matter. We're appropriating the cable car. Okay, what else? The story doesn't progress in the game. It progresses in the manual. The manual is fascinating, deep story, but there's no story in the game. No fucking HD cutscenes or anything, so it could be better with some story advancement in the game. I think Michael Singleton did try to achieve this in some of his games, Lords of Midnight. Apparently, it's designed to be like a storytelling sort of game, a role-playing sort of game, but where you actually where playing the role is a big deal. And in this game you can do it, but there's not much to go off. It's a bit bare bones, but there is kind of the intention seems to be that you're supposed to role play a bit as a guerrilla fighter, raising a team of people and taking on the enemy. I think that's part of the major appeal of it, is the roleplay aspect. The major issue is that beating the game is very simple. You just go to the HQ, blow it up. You get dynamite, and then you go to the HQ. And ideally, you get a buggy. That's it. That's all you need. You need dynamite, you need a buggy, you go to the HQ, you blow it up. They could have fixed that, I think. I think they stuck too much to the design script and then didn't look over it and be like, hey, this is too simple. There are probably some things they could have done. You can make it more challenging yourself. We'll go over that later. The draw distance is a bit too short, but it can't be helped. It cannot be helped. That's just the Amiga. If the draw distance was like double, it'd probably be fine. There'd probably be no dramas, but with such a short draw distance, it's still not terrible. You can still see a little bit far ahead, but I think it's increased for the cable cars. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's certainly, things just have to pop into view before you can do anything. And it'd be nice if you could kind of see the mountains a bit better. That's the main thing. The mountains kind of are just there. Trust me, bro. Basically. Okay. I feel like it could have been optimized better, but I might be wrong. F-22 Retaliator had a very smooth frame rate, but it didn't have terrain like this. I think the terrain was the big killer. I'm guessing it came down to the fact that this game needed terrain. And terrain has to obscure stuff, and the calculations for that, during this era, it just wasn't easy to do. It had to be done by software, and it took a lot of time per frame to calculate what you can draw, what you can't draw. It probably could have been optimized, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong about that. The buggies are very vulnerable. They're a little bit frustrating to use because you get hit once, that's it. Buggy is gone. No more buggy. Also, you can't get out of it and ski off somewhere and then come back to it. You have to just abandon it and it's fucking gone forever. That's one minor improvement that probably wouldn't have been too crazy hard to make, in my opinion. Even if they just let you only leave one buggy somewhere, it should be possible to do. But, so I don't know. We didn't see it in this playthrough, but once you recruit more than like 3 people, game gets really slow because you're just every situation report. You have to cycle through like multiple people on their own objectives, and it gets fucking slow as fuck. And it just gets frustrating, and you get kind of bored after a while. But like this, it was pretty short and punchy. Yeah, if you try and recruit like fucking 32 people, it's just gonna be madness. It's fucked. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll go over the critical flaw, which is, yeah, the game, you just go to HQ and blow it up. The most obvious way to make the game more difficult would be not reloading old saves, because, yeah, then once you die, get injured, you'd need someone else to come in, so there would be benefit from raising multiple people. Another option, there's another critical thing to point out though, and that is that there's an alternate way to win the game. And that is by surviving for 40 days without losing all your hit mines. Now that would be very interesting because you have to hold back the enemy units, however many there are. Is there like 30 something enemy units? It would basically come down to doing a shitload of sniping, but you also need to kind of head them off as they come by. And you remember, you only get 2 hours of sniping, and then you got to advance the time, and then the enemy unit would have moved on. So I feel like playing the game is actually leaving the door open to be more challenging than just going to the HQ. If you fucking try and don't go to the HQ and instead just stop them from invading, that could be quite a crazy experience. I think it'll be a bit slow, maybe have a lot of boredom in it, but it's just fascinating that you could potentially do that. You could set up your people all around the island and kind of try and intercept these enemy units as they come to take the heat mines. That would be a fascinating way to play it, and sabotaging all the buildings that they occupy would become very important, and slowing them down. So that's in the back of my mind, you know, what if we tried that? It would be a much longer playthrough. It would probably take like 20 hours maybe longer, I don't know. It would be a very long playthrough, and it would mostly consist of sitting in bunkers and sniping probably, but I can't help but think about that. What if we could do that? Yeah, so in summary, in its time, it was ahead of its time. And I wouldn't be surprised if it scored in the 90s. I'd say in the low 90s. Like, there are obvious ways it could have been better. So, and there's the critical gameplay flaw. So, I would kind of imagine that it scored in the low 90s, like 92s, from the, you know, people of the time. These days, you can't deny that it's aged to the point where it's not quite playable. You can't get around that fact. So yeah, it doesn't get a 90 in modern times. I'm not going to pretend the game is amazing when you're looking at, you know, 4 FPS. So yeah, for me, it's hard to... the score is pointless. The score is pointless. You like the game or you don't. But I feel like I have to give a score anyway. I'd give it a score in the 6s. So it's okay. And it'd be the high 6s. Like, it's almost a good game, but you can't really show this to someone and expect them to want to play it. So I would just say, for that reason, it's probably in the 6s. So if I was going to give it a precise score, I've settled on 69. Yes, nice. 69 out of 100. A 6.9. Look, the nostalgia is undeniable. I think it's a brilliant game. From my personal perspective, it's in the 9s. But as a game that other people would look at, it's obviously not in the 9s. So yeah, it's more of a 6.9. It's almost good, but some of the flaws in it are just, you can't look past the flaws, namely the frame rate. There's no getting around it. Yeah, I'm surprised, but at the time it would have been amazing, and I'm surprised people don't talk about it that much these days. I pretty much never... I don't think I've ever seen anyone talk about this game, apart from me. It's a puzzle. It's puzzling, because you do sometimes see people mention Amiga games. This one doesn't seem to come up. Yeah, I don't know, weird. It seems pretty fucking amazing to me. Probably in the top 3 Amiga games ever. I'm not joking, not kidding around. Maybe the top number 1, I don't know. So yeah, amazing game for the time. Let down by how aged it is, unavoidably. It can't be helped. It's okay. And how simple it is to beat. That's the other big critical flaw that prevents it from getting a 100 or whatever. But yeah, it deserves a good score because of the technical achievement. You know, this is amazing, and how ahead of its time it was. It's certainly a game that deserves to be historically archived, I would say. Just amazing. Yeah, difficult to play today, but for just on the historical factor alone, worth looking into, and obviously for the nostalgia, I'm just happy I beat the damn thing, and I might even play it again. Who fucking knows? Maybe one day I'll play it again and try and defeat the enemy mano a mano with my sniper rifle. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'm just very glad that I got through this one major game of my childhood, my early childhood, my pre-Nintendo 64 childhood. It is done and dusted, and I'm glad I got to do it. I'm glad it didn't sit around. I finally pulled my finger out, and then went and did it. And I'm glad I did, and I'll have fonder memories of this. Finally doing it. Very happy. Alright, well that's everything. That's all my notes. 69%, lads. It's okay. Would have been amazing at the time. Okay, well, I don't know what I'll do next. I have no idea. I'd like to do Twilight Princess, but I need to do all the other... That's number 2 for me. If there's no other... If the next game that I feel like I have to play, it would be Twilight Princess. But I don't want to just jump on that. I want to do the other games I haven't done, which would be Link to the Past and fucking Wind Waker. And also I would probably play Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask again. Because... yeah, I love this animation, by the way. I've never seen that icon, because I've never fucking demolished a cable car. Well, let's do it now. Fuck you, cable car. You're done. No more cable car. Enemy can't go in the mountains. Alright, well, I better shut up. There's a pizza on the way. For me, I think well deserved. So I better wrap it up and eat pizza and have a few beers. I think this is the best day to have some beers. Let's blow up the ruins again. Oh, fuck the ruins. I got a lot of dynamite. Where the fuck did I get so much dynamite? That's puzzling to me. He's carrying around like fucking 4 cases of dynamite. Alright, anyway, that's all. That's all. We are donezo. And I'll see you for the next LP. I have no idea what it is. I'm not sure. It'll be something fascinating. And I will see you there. Bye-bye.